Sit down. So is he being a good acting coach telling me that I'm not working with my potential, or does he just want to hear his name from a public professional announcer? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Matthew Deary!
See, that was awesome. Big round of applause for Mr. AC. So I did write this book, Acting is My Day Job, 7 Strategies to Market and Make Money as an Actor. And I've given this away to a few different people who are not in the acting industry, actually. One of which was a VP of a company whose daughter's an opera singer. I said, yeah, give her the book, it'll apply. And he reached back out to me and he said she was blown away. She applied all the concepts. So really this is like a how-to in life, because it's about how to be successful at anything as long as you work hard enough. So I brought some copies of the book. I'm going to give these away to those of you who are interested. Come on up and I'll give you one of these. So I've been in the acting industry for well over 20 years now. I'll talk about my start here in a minute. And as AC said earlier, one of the first questions is always, what have you been in? Well, between my wife and I, we've been in hundreds and hundreds of things, and we've now dedicated our lives to continuing to do that, but also helping others do that as well. So we created this little online course on how to help people, and we've got a studio.
The mouse is on my screen.
Here we go. So, here's a little intro. Hey, I'm Matthew Deary. You don't know my name, but there's a chance you've seen me on TV doing something like...
That's a good look.
Or in a Will Ferrell movie with my wife, like...
Hey, I'm Leanne Deary. You don't know my name, but you might have seen me in a Super Bowl commercial like, do you think I could be a GoDaddy girl too? Or playing Hillary Clinton like, or a Tilted Kilt commercial like. That was before I had kids.
Or maybe...
Or also.
Or
Possibly.
the point is, we've been working actors for the last decade,
I landed a $100,000 acting job.
and we live in Arizona. So if there's one thing we know,
It's how to be successful as an actor in a small market.
so wherever you are,
Your acting dreams are not out of reach.
let's get started. Okay, so I think everybody probably that you heard talk today will give you that they've got this unique story and how they got into what they do. My unique story and how I got into acting started in an organic chemistry class. I was on my way to becoming a doctor. My dad was a doctor. That was supposed to be what I would become. 3.5 years in, I have an organic chemistry teacher who gives us an extra credit assignment. And so I decided to make a movie. It was worth 5 points out of thousands. It was really irrelevant. I found myself editing this movie, obsessing over this movie. That's all I focused on. I didn't study for the test. And I'm doodling in class one day and I'm doing the wrong thing. So after 3.5 years, I dropped all of my classes. And I can tell you that following your dreams, following your passion's hard. And it was hard for me. I actually got sick for 2 whole weeks after I decided to follow my dreams. But then I went back to school, finished up with a degree in filmmaking and photography, and that's how I found my real love of acting. And from there, we decided that we wanted to help others do the same thing. So in the coaching career, I had humble beginnings as well. I had 3 jobs for the first 2 years that were not the studio, and we were in the negative for the first 3 years, and we just grinded away, we grinded away, we grinded away. And I always tell people, I know who's gonna be successful, like who's gonna, quote, make it in our industry, and it has nothing to do with looks, and it has nothing to do with talent. It has to do with work ethic. You can tell who's gonna make it, because the people who are gonna make it, they have one thing in common, they never quit. So we started our acting studio inside of my dad's doctor's office lobby. It was a tiny space. We would go in, we would spray the gross smell out of the air, we would take his doctor stuff down, put our acting stuff up. But before you know it, we were full-blown coaching studio. And now I have the privilege of getting to work with some of the most talented people in the world. I've worked with Frank Caliendo, who's a world-renowned comedian. Worked with Sophia Wiley, super famous. She's got, I don't know, she's crazy famous. Just lots of cool opportunities. But what's also interesting is who's driven to our studio are people who are driven to success. So we work with a lot of athletes, we work with CEOs and whatnot. So I have another video here that I was going to play real quick on our business training. Because what's cool about acting, I can tell you, is the connection between acting and life. Everyone that you heard speak today, in one way or another, is a performer. You are all performers. Everybody performs every day in life. So you need what we teach in your life.
Give me a couple of minutes of your time. I got a few things I'd like to talk to you about. It was a way for us to get more comfortable listening to each other.
We're gonna go back and be more confident than ever.
We teach self-development and we use acting to do that.
Did you always have a performer inside you?
It was something that I knew I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and I knew this was my thing.
You stress that in that book that you have to have a plan every day and follow that plan. It's strikingly similar to the same things we talked about in business.
We had a really good time. The staff is amazing. We had some great group activities, learned a lot about ourselves individually, so highly recommend coming here.
Nothing I'm going to tell you is going to be revolutionary because it's just the truth. Anybody who speaks the truth, period. Because the plane's taking off every day. That's what I've decided. The plane of success is taking off, and I don't want to miss my flight.
I was going to talk about how I have used improv in engineering and in my work. What I learned from you is to get out of your head. This class and studio has made such a huge positive impact on my life, and I cannot thank you enough.
We're trying to help you work on you.
So today at Daring Studios, you're going to learn how to be confident, how to have a voice, and use your voice.
What I love most about Jada coming to this place and being able to be a part of this family is that it just makes her more comfortable in her skin.
All right, so you probably heard a lot of people today talk about you can do anything, you can be anything, and that is absolutely true. The question is, what are you willing to give up to do that thing? We built our studio on 3 concepts: passion, love, and mastery. Passion is sacrifice. It's like Passion of the Christ. It's the sacrifice. What are you willing to give up for your dreams? You can do anything. It's true. You can be anything. If you think about the best of the best at anything is going to get paid to do it. You're going to get paid really well. You could be the best in the world at tuning a piano, and you're going to get paid really well for that. So it's like, what are you willing to give up? Passion. Love. Love, I say, is at the center of everything we do, every decision we make, everything we do. And God is love. So love has got to be at the center of everything you do. And the last thing is mastery. And what is mastery? Mastery is constant and never-ending improvement. You can never be a master at something unless you realize that you can't be a master at that thing. The greatest philosophers of our time, of any time, they were known for asking questions, of knowing that they would never know everything. Passion, love, mastery. Last thing I want to leave you with is this idea, and I'll try to wake everybody up here. I know it's the end of the day. So I want you to repeat after me this concept, okay? And it's trust God, thank God. Can everyone say that? Trust God, thank God. One more time. Trust God, thank God. You're gonna get knocked down, I promise you. In fact, we all got knocked down, right? COVID hit. And the question is, how do we react? Our studio sat down, and I was the leader of the studio, and I just like everybody else, I looked at everyone and said, I have no idea what is going on, and I can't control anything. So here's what we're going to commit to. We're going to commit to giving. At a whole new level, we're just going to give. So we started a podcast for actors, we started a podcast for teenagers. I had a daily show on YouTube. Through some of those things, we ended up monetizing our YouTube channel and doing all kinds of different things that we never would have thought possible, but it all came from like giving, because overnight, businesses stopped advertising, so all of our commercial acting work went away. Businesses stopped training, so all of our training work went away, and half of our actors walked out the door, and we had to revolutionize our business overnight. And then we had to be innovators. I mean, who survived the pandemic? Which businesses survived? The ones that innovated and the ones that didn't quit. So I have one last video for you guys on how we reacted to COVID. And this video was our big news at the time, and this was really big news when this video came out. It was back in June of 2020, and we were announcing that we were reopening in-person classes because we had completely revolutionized our business and put everything online. We found ways to act and teach classes online, so we were able to keep going. But we were so excited to have people back in the doors again. So this is that video. You can get a little feel for our energy in the space and whatnot from this. So we've got some big news today, boys. Big
Will you be joining me outside in a few minutes, Lord?
So there are things that are definitely working. These are all like Pulitzer Prize winning plays that we put up virtually.
Going to Harry's? Who the hell is going to Harry's?
If you will not like it, that's what I'll do.
You're playing with fire.
We're going to be opening in person June 1st, Deering Acting Studio, opening the doors, mic drop.
You know how you really make it.
Number one format.
It's a very good format. It's the number one format of all the acting schools. It really is, Joey. I gotta tell you.
Also, while we're in this voice, I may as well tell you this voice was featured on our most recent podcast, so go ahead and tune into that.
Would you say it was the number one acting podcast?
I would say it was the number one acting podcast.
All right, so I gotta end here. So the ending concept is trust God, thank God. You're gonna get knocked down. All right, and here's the analogy I use: is I'm teaching my son to ride his bike. And it's the first day out there on the street, and we're approaching a stop sign. I yell at my son, and he falls off of his bike, and he looks up at me, and he's angry. He says, "Dad, why'd you yell at me? I fell off my bike." And I said, "Son, I would have pushed you off your bike if I had to. I would have thrown myself in front of you, and I would have gotten run over by a car for you. Because I love you that much, and I can see what you couldn't see coming." And I think that's what God does for us. So when you get knocked down, when you see something coming and you're getting knocked down and it doesn't, you don't understand it, and you want to get mad, you want to look up and get mad at God, I ask you to try your best to trust the moment, say thank you. And we've all experienced this thing, this COVID thing. I know teenagers, it was really rough on all of you guys. But there's going to be more. There's going to be more roadblocks that come in your way. But if you listen, God is closing certain doors and He's opening other doors for you. So if you listen to trust God and thank God, then He can just sort of quietly talk to you, and He won't have to shove you off the bike in order for you to listen. All right, thanks so much. Let's pray.